Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, my fellow Chibits. Hopefully all of you are having a wonderful day today, and I hope all of you continue to have many wonderful days, because today I'm here to bring all of you, once again, another weekly anime review of Grimgar. This episode was kind of like a way of focusing on the final farewell from Minato. And I'm kind of glad the way this got concluded. Like, the conclusion of this arc that we've been in, with, Monato's death, and then getting Mary to kind of replace him, and then seeing, the grave scene, like, where they were in the graveyard. That scene, it was a great bow on this episode, and, to be honest, it felt like an episode that was the final episode of a season. See, I've watched many anime, and when I see a scene like what we got in this episode, it feels like it would be something for the final episode of Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, so forth. You get my point. That's exactly what this episode felt like to me, because you have it to where one of the main goals of the series, like since, the beginning first episode was to get, their badges, and be able to get enough money worked up for it. And then Monato's death, it was like in the middle portion of, this series, and with him dying, they had to grow and learn to be able to carry themselves as proper, adventurers in a good party. And then with Mary's introduction, and then, learning, how to kind of accept her in their group, and then also her accepting them, it added a really good dynamic to the arc. And then when you see how they finally defeated the goblins that killed Minato and kind of caused so many issues, and then because defeating so many goblins, they were able to work up enough money to be able to finally get their badges and become true, adventurers, party members and stuff, it allowed us to see growth. And the way it was done, like the final scene in the graveyard, when they put the badge on top of Monato's gravestone, it symbolized like an end of an arc, or their farewell to him, like, we are finally going to be moving on with our lives. That's exactly what that meant to me. Watching the episode, that's what it looked like. And, of course, you need to throw in that snow. When it comes to series that try to set an emotional atmosphere, it has to have snow. And as we all know, if you watch a lot of anime or read a lot of manga or anything, usually you know what snow symbolizes. Sometimes it symbolizes, being lonely or, loss or sadness, and seeing how it was snowing and all that, it kind of fit the entire atmosphere with, Monato's gravestone when they were having to give the badge to him and when they were walking off. It was like, sadness, because they were finally having to move on. They can't stay stuck in the past, staying where they were. They had to get strong and work towards the goals they're currently setting out to do right now. So, the latest episode, like this one that just came out, I gotta say what you will about the episode, say what you will about the series, but I personally thought this episode was one of the best episodes of the series. Definitely one of the best. Now, I know there's many complaints I see here and there throughout the series. I see it in the comments every so often. Now, many say that this series has too many insert songs. Like, I see that a lot, actually. It's like almost in every single episode review I've done, I see people say, oh, the insert songs are kind of bad, and I think that comes down to personal taste and preference on it, honestly. It comes down to your taste in music, or how you view the scene, or the execution of the scene. It comes down to your subjective taste. And I do admit some songs do not completely go with the atmosphere of a said episode. Like, the first song, the first insert song, that right there, I like the music. Like, I really like the music, and I know what they were trying to go with it, like where they were going with, but I can see where some might be annoyed with, the first insert song of this episode, because it might have killed the mood a little bit. It could have, for some, and I can see how that could bug many. I was personally fine with it, but I was kind of like just neutral, actually. The entirety of the first insert song, I was very neutral. Now, you're probably wondering, what about the second insert song? Well, the second insert song, I love that song. I love it, and seeing how it was done, it fit the atmosphere, the mood, and everything I was trying to set up, so I have no issues with the second insert song. I actually love that a lot, and I don't think many probably will disagree with that. Like, I think almost everybody will agree that the song that was used in that scene at the final part of the episode, the music just fit the entire atmosphere. So, what does this episode accomplish, besides getting the badges and moving on? Well, they finally got their revenge from Minato, because the goblins that, caused issues, killed their priest, and, caused the entire tragedy, and, our characters, having to form a new party or learn to get stronger, it was thanks to these goblins that they killed in this episode. And For a moment there, I was actually pretty damn scared that Mary was going to die in the exact same way as Monato, because she got stabbed in the back with an arrow. Like, an arrow hit her in the back, and I'm like, yo, don't tell me this same exact shit's gonna happen. Don't pull this type of shit. Like, really? And then, thankfully enough that, you know, she was able to heal, but still, I got scared right there. I'm like, are you gonna tell me that she's gonna fucking die again? Like, seriously, why aren't you guys getting this freaking, or your priest, damn armor? Like, no, still, they need to get some fucking armor, actually. Like, jokes aside, if I had 2 priests in my fucking party get shot in the back with an arrow and almost die, well, one died, and then one gets shot in the back and has almost a similar fatality like the other priest, I would buy some fucking armor for my priest. I know priests sometimes can't wear, chain armor or, wear plates, but they need to figure out something. They have to figure out a magic spell or some form of protection against that type of shit, because if I had that happen a second time, I'd be done with that shit. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not letting my priest get shot in the back by a fucking arrow. And so, yeah, they need to look into that. I mean, they focused on their tank, got him a bunch of armor, so now they need to focus on keeping their priest kind of protected, because that priest keeps getting shot in the back, and that's just not GG. That's just not Daijabu at all. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.